Hi guys, it's a girl Sarah right here on Relax Radio, and I'm super excited to be here on this beautiful Thursday morning. All right, so let me know how your day is going. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know, what plans you have for today. Because after all, it's a Thursday, and Thursday is just, mini Friday, at least in my opinion. All right, and again, I have to tell you how crazy it is that this week is passing by so fast. Like it's Thursday today, so you can like tomorrow's Friday, and then that'll be the end of this week too. And that is just what I am, that's what I've been thinking this past few days as well. But don't worry, because I know that time is passing by so fast, but I know that also with that comes a lot of news. So if you're someone who wants to be updated about the very latest that happens all over the world, well, Relax Radio is the way to go, because you can always make sure you're informed, you're updated about the very latest that happens, and that you're always sharing your thoughts and ideas with us, all right? So don't actually forget to text me or call me on 078 Share your thoughts, share your opinions, because I would absolutely love for you to do that. All right. And I want to very quickly remind you that you can go download our app as well, which is available on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. That way you can actually make sure that you're always informed and updated about the very latest. And it's super easy and super accessible to everyone as well. So that's pretty much all you need to do. All right, it's super accessible, and that means you can listen into the conversation while you're doing whatever you're doing, and you're always updated as well. So don't actually forget to do that. All right, and now before we head into the conversation, I want to very quickly remind you that you can in fact be a part of the show. You can go like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel as well, because that is the way for you to join the conversation. So don't be shy, and let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. All right. And now let's actually talk about the conversation we're going to be having today, which is essentially how Moderna has been approved for older children. All right. Now, I think this is absolutely amazing news, because, in terms of the vaccination drive, in terms of how exactly vaccinations are happening here in the United Kingdom, we've actually made a lot of progress, right? And I guess it's safe to say that in terms of the way that we've managed to vaccinate people and make sure that people are safe from the pandemic and from COVID-19, we're actually quite successful, right? Because the United Kingdom is actually said to have one of the most successful vaccination drives in the world, all right? And that is absolutely amazing news, all right? Now, there is a little bit of vaccine hesitancy with regards to, younger children, with regards to younger people, people below the age of 30, right? And there has been vaccine hesitancy, and, we've spoken about this as well as to why vaccine hesitancy is there, and why exactly these people are so hesitant about these vaccines, right? And I think I mentioned earlier as well that a lot of young people are hesitant to get the vaccine, because it's always portrayed in a way that young people are much more healthier, or young people are fitter, and young people are more active, so they don't really need the vaccine, or that they're less immune to or rather that they're more immune to the disease, and as a result that they don't actually need the vaccine. All right, so that is how exactly it has been portrayed. However, even though that's the case, that's not essentially very helpful, right? And the reason for that is because that's not going to help us in our fight against COVID if not everyone is going to get vaccinated. All right, so that's important to keep in mind. But to actually get back into our conversation about how here in Britain, our health regulator has actually approved the Moderna COVID vaccine for children who are aged 12 to 17. That actually means that it's absolutely amazing for them, right? Because now, if the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization gives the green light for all of these for the National Health Service to go ahead and vaccinate children between the ages of 12 to 17, then we're very close to fully vaccinating our entire population, right? And this announcement that is coming by the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency actually comes after it was announced that 16 and 17-year-olds in England could actually, or they were going to be offered the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine by Monday, the 23rd of August, right? And this is obviously ahead of school openings to reopenings, rather, to make sure that children are safe and that they have much better immunity as well. Because if our children don't have immunity, if our children aren't safe, then that could possibly mean another COVID-19 outbreak, right? And that is definitely not something we want. So to make sure our children are safe and our families are safe and teachers are safe as well, this is why they're going ahead with this, right? Now, the MHRA said it was up to the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization to essentially, advise the government on whether 12 to 17-year-old children were actually going to be given the vaccine, given the Moderna jab. All right. So, if the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization gives the green light, I guess then yes, all of these children between the ages of 12 to 17 will be vaccinated, right? And granting approval for use in England, Scotland, and Wales, the MHRA also said that the jab, also known as the Spikevax vaccine, was safe and effective in this age group. All right. Now, Moderna has already been authorized for use in children aged 12 to 17 in the United States, or rather in Northern Ireland, rather, and with the rest of the country, that's England, Scotland, and Wales approving this and allowing 12 to 17-year-old children to get vaccinated. That is going to be absolutely helpful for all of us in terms of moving forward with this fight against COVID-19. All right, so make sure to stay tuned, because right now we're going to head into a small break, and after that we will be back to discuss more of this topic. But obviously, until then, make sure that you stay tuned.
And it gives them something to look at, and it makes them laugh. It makes them laugh, so that's why I do it.
Oh, and it could be a really good pickup line as well. Ladies who ask, "Hey, excuse me, so why are you wearing something so colorful?" I mean, hey, you can always have something up on your sleeve. I mean, got me thinking. You want to stand out. Why do you want to stand out though so much, especially with these kind of shirts when you're riding? There must be a purpose behind it, right?
Well, when you say a purpose, Nick, what I do, I wear the shirts, mainly one, because they're nice and bright. So they make me visible, especially if I'm riding on the road.
Okay. Yeah, that's very important, right? Because you want cars, yeah.
Very important. And also, like, people see me in like calves, and perhaps I shouldn't be saying this on here, I suppose, but in the bar afterwards.
All right.
And it gives them something to look at, and it makes them laugh. It makes them laugh, so that's why I do it.
Oh, and it could be a really good pickup line as well. Ladies who ask, "Hey, excuse me, so why are you wearing something so colorful?" I mean, hey, you can always have something up on your sleeve. I mean, you look like a guy who would do.
You know me too well. You know me too well, Nick.
Welcome back to the conversation. It is your girl Sarah right here on Relaks Radio, and I am super excited to be here because I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions with regard to the Moderna vaccine being approved for the ages of 12 to 17 and how exactly that's going to help us with the vaccination drive that we have. All right, so don't be afraid to share your thoughts. Don't be shy to share your thoughts and opinions with me, because I'm not going to bite. And make sure you let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on this on this new development. Do you think 12 to 17-year-olds should be vaccinated? What does this mean for their future? Does this mean that they will be much more protected than they are right now, especially in terms of going back to school? All right, so please go ahead and share your thoughts and opinions, because I would love to hear what you have to say. All right, now to actually head into our conversation, and before we head into our conversation, I want to very quickly remind you that you can in fact be a part of the show. All you need to do is just text me or call me on 078 52473 473. Share your thoughts, share your opinions. I would love to hear what you have to say. All right, and let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if this is something that we should go ahead with as well. All right, and something else that I want to very quickly tell you is that you can go like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And essentially, you can make sure that you're always informed and updated about science, sports, health, technology, environment, climate change, whatever it is that you want to be updated about. We talk about anything and everything right here on Relaks Radio, all right? So don't be shy, don't be shy, and don't be, don't think I'm going to bite you or something, because I'm not, all right? I might disagree with you, I might agree with you, but it's up to you to find that out, right? So go ahead, text me, like us on Facebook, follow us on our socials, subscribe to our YouTube, and don't forget to download our app either, right? Because our app is available for download on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, and that way you can actually make sure and you can always be informed and updated and always be a part of this conversation, all right? And now let's actually head into our conversation, because we still have a lot left to talk about with regard to Moderna being approved for, with regard to Moderna being approved for older children. All right, now, the MHRA said that they can actually go ahead and vaccinate children between the ages of 12 to 17 if the JCVI goes ahead and gives the green light, right? So they've actually said, look, it's safe to use, it's effective for use, so you can actually go ahead and just vaccinate 12 to 17-year-olds if they want to get vaccinated. All right. Now, the decision this week is to offer 16 and 17-year-olds in England a chance to book their first jab before the 23rd of August. Was that was so that they could actually have 2 weeks to build up their immunity before returning to school, right? And this is before returning to school in September. And this is according to the Health Secretary Sajid Javid. All right, and invitations are actually being sent out to 16 and 17-year-olds in Wales as well, because you have older teenagers in Northern Ireland that actually have walk-in centers to go get vaccinations. Okay, now people in Scotland, children in Scotland can also register their interest online. And Devi Sridhar, who happens to be the chair of global public health at the University of Edinburgh, actually welcomed the MHRA's decision and tweeted that she hoped that the JCVI would actually look again at data on vaccinating teenagers and recommend Moderna's use as soon as possible. All right. And I think this is absolutely, important for them to do as well, because if we want to, be ahead of the curve in terms of our fight against COVID-19, we actually have to make sure that our entire population is vaccinated, right? And this means that we need to find vaccines, we need to find effective treatment that might help people below the ages of 18, people who are aged 12 to 17. Then we have the age group of 18 to 30 and 30 to 60 and 60 and upwards, right? So those are the age categories that have been there, especially especially when this vaccination drive started. We started out with over 60s, above 60s getting the AstraZeneca jab, and then with that we progressed, right? And it's important for us to discuss this as well. Now, like I said, Devi Sridhar, who happens to be the chair of global public health, said that it would be absolutely amazing, and that she's hoping that the JCVI would actually look again at data on vaccinating these teenagers, and hopefully recommend Moderna as soon as possible. All right. And National Education Union as well, which represents teachers and education professionals, has said that the vaccination of 16 to 17-year-olds would actually help to reduce the disruption in education in the next academic year, right? But obviously, additional safety measures need to continue in schools. And this is like, sometimes they might have to wear masks. They obviously have to social distance, sanitizing, and also possibly ventilation, right? Because that's what we're going to be talking about next. We're going to be talking about how a lot of people have actually written to the education secretary, that is Gavin Williamson, to have much better ventilation in classrooms, to essentially help children with the spaces they breathe in, to help children with the kind of classrooms that they work in, right? And obviously, while we're discussing vaccination, while we're discussing, making sure 12 and 17-year-olds get the jab, I feel like we also need to talk just a little bit about vaccine inequality. All right, because vaccine inequality is something that a lot of people in the world experience, especially if you're from much poorer regions in the world, like third world countries, developing countries. Then chances are a lot of people in those countries haven't actually gotten vaccinated, right? And like I said, this fight against COVID-19, it's not just the fight of one country or the fight of one continent. It's in fact the fight of the entire world against COVID-19, and for the entire world to succeed, for the entire world to actually go ahead and make sure that everyone is safe and protected, we need to make sure that everyone in the world is updated, or rather vaccinated, right? And recently, actually some time back, Health Secretary Sajid Javid actually said that, we might actually offer booster shots to people who are above 50 and who have immunosuppressive conditions and even immunodeficiencies. But some other doctors out there, especially people who are doctors who are on the Oxford vaccine group, actually stated, look, we don't actually need an additional booster shot. Maybe for people people who have really bad immunodeficiency. But other than that, we don't need a booster shot. But instead, that booster shot should actually be given to people who actually very badly need it. All right. So that is what the discussion is about. Now, make sure you stay tuned because we're going to head into a small break now. And after that, we will be back to discuss all of this. So until then, make sure you stay tuned.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow.